Yo, what's going on, guys? It's gmeiners here, and in this video, I'm going to be going over 4 must-have primary weapons going into Lightfall. Specifically, these are going to be primary weapons that I think will be useful in the day 1 raid race, and overall tend to be more meta options to run in harder content. I made versions of this video for both special weapons and heavy weapons already. Special weapons, in my opinion, are the most important to have a variety with, so definitely make sure to check that out if you haven't already. Both videos will be linked below. I know that in a lot of situations, double special builds honestly are just better to run, but there is also going to be times when you need certain primaries for champions, or double special might just not be as viable to run for specific encounters, which is exactly why I am making this video. As always, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and sub down below. With that said, let's get into weapon number 1. I wanted to somewhat focus on weapons that aren't always on people's radar, so first off, we have Unforgiven. I made an entire video on this a few seasons back. In my opinion, this has the best roll of any SMG in the game, and the only downside is that it is a 750 RPM and has a slow reload speed. This is farmable in the Duality dungeon, and the very specific role that you want to be going for is going to be Demolitionist and Frenzy. Demo is going to give grenade energy back on kill, and then Frenzy is a solid 15% damage increase while also giving us plus 50 reload speed and plus 50 handling, essentially fixing the reload speed issue. Demolitionist is going to be great for warlocks on grenade builds when on void, and super strong when using something like Starfire Protocol for extra damage against bosses because you are able to bypass reloads by spamming fusion grenades. SMGs have been meta for way too long now in my opinion, but as long as you are within range, these are always the best primary option to run. Overall, I do think 900 RPM SMGs are better, but none of them have this exact role, which is why it's number 1 on this list. Second up is going to be the Disparity Pulse Rifle that is new as of this season. I also made a full video on this weapon recently where I showed how 4-round burst pulses were the best archetype overall to stun red bar enemies even while 20 under power, making it perfect for contest mode, as just a single burst will stagger, making ad clear extremely efficient with these weapons. Disparity happens to be craftable with some really good perks, making it great for a lot of stasis builds as we're able to roll Headstone and Rapid Hit. Headstone pairs super well with the Fragment Whisper of Shards for increased grenade regen, and Rapid Hit overall is one of the best reload perks for endgame content, as it doesn't require any kills. Even if you guys don't want a Headstone variation, One for All and Frenzy are both great options here as well. The only thing I think beats an aggressive burst is going to be a 3-round burst with high caliber rounds. You won't be ad clearing quite as effectively, but you will be stunning in 1 less shot, which can help in a lot of situations. Overall, any 4-round burst pulse rifle will be super solid. Disparity is just in the kinetic slot and is easy to craft, but alternatives like Sacred Providence and Insidious have decent rolls too. Up next, we are moving on to scout rifles, where we have 2 solid options, which are going to be Trustee and Tarnished Metal. I do want to mention that I think all scouts feel like they are in a really good spot right now, so if you do choose to run another scout, they should feel fine. But these 2 just have some pretty solid rolls. Trustee obviously just got access to Incandescent this season, making it a great option to run on solar builds, especially if you have infinite uptime on Restoration, Radiant effects, and are speccing into causing ignitions. We also have Rapid Hit and Reconstruction in the 3rd column. I think for continuous play, Rapid Hit will be better as you get increased reload and stability, which is solid for a rapid fire scout. Tarnished Metal, on the other hand, is a lightweight, which is 200 rounds per minute, which is going to shoot slightly slower but hit harder. On this, we have access to a few good perk options in the 3rd column. Shoot to Loot is good for grabbing heavy ammo and reloading weapons. Demolitionist is obviously great for grenade builds, and then Rapid Hit once again is a great option on scouts for reload speed. In the final column, especially for harder content, I think Explosive Payload is going to be a no-brainer. These are definitely 2 of the best scouts we currently have in the game, and both are craftable, so there is no reason to not have both ready to go come Lightfall. 4th and finally on this list, I wanted to circle back to SMGs and go over 2 of the best 900 RPM SMGs, aka lightweight frames, that you should have ready to go. First and foremost is going to still be Funnel Web, and second to this is going to be Callus Mini Tool. However, in the kinetic slot, Escape Velocity and Submission are pretty much identical options to run. In situations or just for different builds where Unforgiven isn't worth running, these SMGs are top tier options. When on solar with Restoration and Ember of Empyrean, Callus Mini Tool is fantastic for keeping you alive while also offering good ad clear. On my role, I personally have Unrelenting and Incandescent. However, I do also have a backup role that has Threat Detector and Surrounded, which can be better in a day 1 setting if the ad density is high, but ignitions are not triggering often. For Funnel Web, on the other hand, all you really need is the perk Frenzy in the final column. Once again, this is a 15% damage increase, along with plus 50 reload speed and plus 50 handling, and this perk lasts infinitely until you are out of combat. In the third column, either Subsistence or Perpetual Motion is what you're going to want, but really, as long as you have Frenzy, you're pretty much set. Any 900 RPM SMG with a decent damage or reload perk is going to work great in endgame content in my opinion, so whether you use these two or another option, as long as they are the variation of lightweights with 15 impact, they're going to feel extremely strong. Overall, these are the 4 best primary weapons that you can bring into Lightfall. Obviously, I went over more than 5 on the list, but I wanted to give you guys some alternatives to use, just in case your primary weapon needs to be shifted from the kinetic to the energy slot. I think it's always best to start with double special builds and make those work, and if you don't think one of the weapons I went over in this video fits into your specific build or setup, any alternative should be super similar, even with different perks. With all the changes next season to stunning champions, I don't even think you're going to need to rely on the base champion mods, which is why things like bows, hand cannons, sidearms, and autos weren't on this list. I just feel like they're never more optimal to run. Let me know your thoughts on the weapons I chose in the comments below, and I do also stream a bunch over on my Twitch where we do low mans and speedruns live. A link to that and my Discord server are both in the description below. Anyways, that's all for this video. As always, have a good one, guys. Peace.